Ever notice how some travelers glide through airports looking calm, cool, and totally put together, while others shuffle awkwardly, shiver, or look miserable? It's not luck. It's all about strategy. I still remember a guy boarding a flight to London in flip-flops and shorts, who 2 hours later was wrapped in airline blankets, teeth chattering and begging for socks. Meanwhile, the woman across the aisle slept peacefully in lightweight layers and compression socks. Your airport outfit isn't just about style, it can make or break your entire travel experience. After interviewing dozens of flight attendants and traveling to over 60 countries, I've learned exactly what to avoid and what to wear for maximum comfort, convenience, and even better treatment from airline staff. Ready to upgrade your travel wardrobe? Let's jump in. 1. Footwear failures. Imagine you're sprinting through a massive airport terminal trying to catch a tight connection. Suddenly, your flip-flop gets caught on an escalator, or those stylish but stiff dress shoes start giving you painful blisters with every step. Nightmare, right? I've seen too many travelers suffer through these kinds of footwear mistakes, and honestly, they're totally avoidable. The first big mistake is wearing complicated lace-up boots or high-top shoes. Yes, they look great and maybe even feel cool, but when you reach security, trying to unlace those boots while balancing your bags will slow you down big time. I once timed myself taking off and putting on military-style boots at security, nearly 2 minutes wasted. Meanwhile, the person next to me wearing slip-ons was through in seconds. That's a huge difference when you're racing against the clock. Second, flip-flops and flimsy sandals are a disaster waiting to happen. These offer zero support for long walks through sprawling terminals, can get dangerously caught on moving walkways, and let's be honest, airport floors are some of the dirtiest places you'll walk barefoot. One flight attendant told me she wouldn't walk barefoot in an airport for even $1,000. And lastly, never wear brand new shoes you haven't broken in yet. I heard from a follower who learned this the hard way. She wore new boots on a flight to Paris and spent the first 2 days hobbling around in hotel slippers because of painful blisters. The solution? Comfortable slip-on sneakers with good arch support and socks. Easy on, easy off at security, versatile enough for any airport situation, and they keep your feet happy the entire trip. 2. The sock situation. Socks, nobody really talks about them, but they're one of the biggest game changers for your travel comfort. Here's a gross fact. Those airport floors you walk barefoot or in socks during security. Studies have shown they can harbor more bacteria than a toilet seat. Yep, yikes. But the sock situation goes way beyond just hygiene. Think about your feet on a long flight, sitting still for hours at 35,000 feet. They naturally swell, sometimes by a whole shoe size. Wearing tight, restrictive socks that can cut off circulation and even increase your risk of deep vein thrombosis, a serious health issue you definitely want to avoid on longer flights. On the flip side, going sockless is no better. I interviewed a frequent flyer who decided to fly sockless in loafers on a 14-hour flight to Asia. By the time he landed, his feet had swollen so much he couldn't get his shoes back on and had to shuffle through customs wearing airline slippers. Not fun. Here's the insider's secret: compression socks. But not the thick, old-school medical kind your grandma might wear. Today's compression socks are actually stylish and comfortable. They use graduated pressure and moisture-wicking fabrics to keep your legs feeling fresh and your circulation flowing smoothly. I tested this myself on back-to-back flights, and the difference was incredible. No swelling, no aches, just feeling great after hours in the air. One flight attendant told me she wouldn't fly without them, even on short flights. If you're worried compression socks are hot or uncomfortable, look for lightweight, breathable options designed specifically for travel or sports. They've come a long way from the clunky socks of the past, and your legs will thank you. 3. The pants dilemma. When it comes to travel outfits, the big question is, should you wear shorts or pants? If I had $1 for every time someone asked me this, I'd be flying first class every trip. Here's the truth most travelers don't think about. About 65% of passengers say they've had unwanted contact with another traveler's bare legs or feet during a flight. Yeah, it's as uncomfortable as it sounds. While shorts might seem like the easy, comfortable choice, they're actually one of the biggest mistakes you can make when flying. Airplane cabins are cold, way colder than most expect. The recycled air keeps the temperature around 65 to 70 degrees F, 18 to 21 degrees C. And if you're unlucky enough to sit near a vent, it can feel like a freezer. I've seen too many passengers shivering under those thin airline blankets, unable to sleep because they're freezing. But there's more. Airplane seats aren't cleaned as deeply between flights as you might hope. They're used by hundreds of people monthly, and I've heard stories from flight attendants about everything from spilled drinks to diaper leaks staining those seats. Do you really want your bare legs touching that? So what's the solution? Pants made from breathable natural fabrics with a bit of stretch and a comfortable waistband. My personal favorite? Lightweight cotton blend joggers with a drawstring waist, comfy enough to sleep in, yet still look put together if you need to head straight to a meeting after landing. And a quick safety tip: avoid synthetic fabrics like polyester or nylon. In the unlikely event of a fire, natural fibers like cotton burn away while synthetics can melt onto your skin, causing worse injuries. A small detail that could make a big difference. 4. The underwear dilemma. Let's talk about something most travel videos shy away from: your underwear. It might sound trivial, but trust me, your choice of underwear can make or break your entire flight comfort. Imagine being 6 hours into a long-haul flight, stuck in the same seat, and deeply regretting what you decided to wear underneath. I once made the rookie mistake of flying in new, slightly tight underwear. The discomfort was unbearable. Curious, I asked frequent flyers about their preferences, and the consensus was clear. Everyday underwear isn't designed for hours of sitting still in a low-humidity airplane cabin. Seams that don't bother you during regular days can suddenly turn into painful pressure points, and fabrics that feel fine on the ground can become hot, restrictive, or moisture-trapping at 35,000 feet. A Virgin Atlantic flight attendant shared a secret with me. The best underwear for flying is the kind you barely notice you're wearing. Soft, breathable fabrics with no tight elastic bands, absolutely no scratchy lace or uncomfortable thongs. Cotton is popular for breathability but holds moisture, which isn't ideal for long flights. Instead, look for underwear made specifically for travel or exercise, with moisture-wicking properties and flat seams that won't dig in. Here's a personal travel hack I swear by: I always pack a fresh pair in my carry-on. Changing into clean underwear halfway through a long flight or just before landing instantly refreshes you, especially if you've been sleeping in your seat. It's a small, simple change that makes a surprisingly big difference. 5. The layered strategy. Have you ever been perfectly comfortable waiting at the gate, only to freeze on the plane and then sweat when you land? Welcome to the roller coaster ride of airplane temperatures. The trick isn't one perfect outfit, it's strategic layering. I learned this lesson the hard way on a flight from Miami to Stockholm. Boarding in 90 degrees F heat and landing in a chilly 40 degrees F, I was completely unprepared and freezing. Since then, my layering system has saved me on every trip, and flight attendants often compliment me on how well I manage it. Start with a moisture-wicking base layer, a simple t-shirt or long sleeve made from natural fabric like cotton or bamboo. Next, add a warm, easy-to-remove mid-layer like a zip-up hoodie or lightweight sweater. Finally, top it off with a multifunctional outer layer that can double as a blanket or pillow if you need. The key is choosing pieces that work together but also function independently as temperatures change. Avoid bulky clothing. It just makes tight airplane seats even more uncomfortable. A flight attendant once told me she always carries a light scarf that serves as a blanket, eye mask, or pillow in a pinch. It takes up minimal space but offers maximum flexibility. For materials, natural fibers like cotton, bamboo, and merino will regulate temperature better than synthetics. They breathe when you're warm and insulate when you're cold, exactly what you need for unpredictable cabin air. Master this layering strategy, and you'll never be caught off guard by airplane temperatures again. 6. Accessories that help or hinder. When it comes to travel, the little details can make or break your airport experience. Accessories are no exception. Some make your journey smooth, while others practically guarantee delays or headaches. Metal jewelry tops the list of troublemakers. That statement necklace or chunky bracelet might look amazing, but it's often the first thing security flags. One frequent business traveler I spoke with stopped wearing jewelry on flight days altogether after missing a connection, because she struggled removing a complicated bracelet clasp in the security line. Belts are another common snag. Since you'll have to remove them for screening anyway, why not skip the hassle? If you absolutely need one, pack it in your carry-on and put it on after security. The same goes for watches, especially fancy ones with lots of metal. They just add extra steps and the risk of leaving them behind in those gray security bins. If you need to wear a watch, opt for a simple, metal-like design that's quick to remove. But not all accessories are a pain. A good quality eye mask is a game changer for catching sleep on daytime flights. Noise-canceling earbuds or headphones help drown out crying babies or chatty neighbors, instantly boosting your comfort. Don't forget practical accessories like a small crossbody bag for your essentials. The best ones offer RFID protection and enough space for your passport, phone, and boarding pass, but stay slim enough to wear comfortably throughout the flight. Master your accessory game and you'll breeze through security and enjoy a much more relaxing journey. 7. Flight attendant notice. Ever wonder if flight attendants actually notice what passengers wear? After interviewing cabin crew from several major airlines, I can confirm they absolutely do. But it's not about expensive clothes or designer labels. What they really notice is how prepared and thoughtful your outfit choices are. One senior flight attendant told me she can spot experienced travelers the moment they step on board, just by their clothing. What impresses them? Closed-toe shoes, because safety matters in emergencies. Layered outfits that don't need constant adjustments during the flight. Clothes that fit comfortably without taking up too much space in the already cramped cabin. What makes them cringe? Bare feet, overpowering perfumes that bother others in tight quarters, and bulky or messy outfits that cause complaints about limited space. Interestingly, flight attendants also mention that passengers who dress neatly, not necessarily formally, but just well put together, tend to get better service. Not because they play favorites, but because these travelers usually act polite and patient, making the whole flight smoother for everyone. One attendant said, "When someone boards in pajamas and slippers, they're often the same people who treat the plane like their living room, feet on walls, trash everywhere." Does this mean you have to dress up in a suit for your next flight? Absolutely not. But aiming for neat, casual, and thoughtful attire might subtly improve your travel experience more than you'd expect. If you've had your own travel outfit disaster or a go-to airplane look that always works, drop it in the comments below. I read every single one. Thanks for sticking around and diving into these travel outfit secrets with me. Remember, a little planning in what you wear can turn a stressful journey into a smooth, comfortable adventure. Whether it's choosing the right shoes, layering smartly, or packing the perfect accessories, these tips are your ticket to traveling like a pro. If you found these insights helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more expert travel hacks every week. Got your own travel wardrobe wins or fails? Share them in the comments. Your story could help someone else on their next trip. Safe travels and see you next time.